My dear friends, I am K R Gopinath, also known as KRG. Let me welcome each and every one of you to my YouTube channel KRG Vision. I thank you very much for joining me in this video. Today, I want to take you through a rather unusual comparison. Let me repeat, unusual comparison between two global figures. One, our own Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, former president of our nation, known as the Missile Man of India. The other, most of you must have heard, Adolf Hitler, one of the most feared dictators in the history of the world. It may sound strange to some of you, but stay with me because there's a deep and important message here. It may be useful or it may be useless. In other words, it may be used less. I am not here to preach or teach. I am here to share what I have learned from studying selected books in the KSL. KSL meaning KRG Success Library. I would like to share a few more things about KSL. Let me reiterate, during my prosperous days, when my factory was running beautifully well, I had collected huge number of books and kept them in an exclusive room in my bungalow. As an industry owner, I enjoyed both name, fame and comfort. Let me talk a few things about the emergence of KSL. When I began facing difficult situation, I reorganized my big library to keep only carefully selected books. One that would help me in the second phase of my life and guide me towards success. I developed the habit of reading each book completely, marking the important portions and recording the page number with a brief note on the last page of the book. This way, I would not have to read the entire books again and again. I could go straight to what I needed. How to make use of the time fruitfully. Earlier, I used to spend a lot of time with my friends and associations and whatnot. Eventually, I realized most of them were time wasters. I began dedicating more and more time to read books. I may not be in a position to advise to all of you, but I can share what I learned. Don't waste your time. Read more and choose carefully what you read. We often admire leaders like Kalam, but we hesitate to examine controversial figures like Hitler. But when we read and study both light and dark, we discover powerful truths about ego, humility, failure, discipline, and leadership. Let me now talk about two leaders and their two paths. Both Kalam and Hitler started from humble beginnings, poor families, honorary looks, grew up under strict and demanding parental discipline, denied opportunities in early life. That means both of them faced early denial for their first interview. Dr. Abdul Kalam was rejected in his first interview at Dehradun. Hitler was humiliated and rejected by the teachers for his entry examination for becoming an artist. Both their choices and values and directions shaped their destinies. Let me now talk about Hitler, the dark genius. Hitler wanted to rule, not to serve. He was once rejected by an art school and he was humiliated. That humiliation lit a fire in him, not of growth, but of rage and ego. despite being rejected, he developed his talent for water painting and started selling his painting for his own survival. He was a powerful speaker, and his oratory skills were so powerful, which he used to divide and manipulate and destroy others. He rejected leisure, used time efficiently, and studied biographies and histories to fuel his ambition to become great. Hitler would go to his favorite parks and select a secluded corner and sit there quietly. Do you know what the reason? He would feed squirrels, birds, and then sit there to rehearse his speeches. A great discipline I personally admire. I am also happy if some of you can follow this type of discipline for your life too. But unfortunately, ultimately his path led to terror, cruelty, and disgraceful ends. Now let me talk about Dr. Abdul Kalam. The flame of powerful humility. Like Hitler, Kalam too was rejected in his first job interview. But Kalam responded differently. He chose service over supremacy and became a great dynamic speaker. And he used his powerful, skillful and powerful speech to uplift the downtrodden and also to inspire and guide the people of our country at large. He was simple, no doubt about it. At the same time, he was humble and deeply empathetic too. I had the privilege of meeting this great personality twice in my own life. I considered God was kind to give me a chance to meet this great person. Once at Tumba, the rocket launch station located near my college, College of Engineering, Trivandrum. And again at the 11th National Water Convention in New Delhi at Vijnan Bhavan in 2005. Now let me talk little about what I learned from my own experience. A selfless person with a desire to serve, with a great sense of passion, may or may not succeed. At the same time, a selfish person with a destructive motives is destined to fail. In other words, success may not be guaranteed for the first person, whereas failure is guaranteed for the second person. Now let me talk to you regarding what I learned by comparing Hitler and Dr. Abdul Kalam in their younger days. The behavior pattern of parents, how it can shape the future of the children. Whenever Kalam makes any mistake, father used to punish. Whenever Kalam makes any wrong decision, mother used to advise not to do so. Besides, father used to accompany him up to school by putting his hand on his shoulder and affectionately talking to him. At the same time, father of Hitler behaved in a very, very bitter manner. He used to punish him, used to argue with him always. Mother was very casual. See how the behavior pattern of parents, how it is shaping the family, the future of their children. Dr. Kalam also suffered poverty, rejection, struggles, but he never ever inflicted suffering on others. His positivity was nurtured by the affection of his near and dear ones. My dear and esteemed viewers, I request each and every one of you to like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel KRG Vision. Your support will become a great source of inspiration for me to go ahead with more and more beneficial presentations. Thank you very much.